where the state runs it. You come to the state exchange to get your approved medical coverage. And it was only the states that were given the authority to give the insurance companies subsidies, to give tax credits, and so forth. And as a result of that, it is only the states that can levy the John Roberts tax penalty on employers who have 50 or more employees. So if you are a small business person and you have a corporation that has 50 or more employees and you did not participate with Obamacare, you didn't provide the coverage because it was against your conscience to provide coverage that involved abortion-inducing drugs, then you would be shielded in a state like South Carolina and 25 other states who have chosen not to abide by the federal government's wishes and institute these state-run health care exchanges. Because if you don't, then the federal government comes in and runs one, and on the plain language of the law, the federal government does not have the authority to give the insurance companies the subsidies, does not have the authority to give the tax credits, does not have the authority to levy the John Roberts tax on that employer who violates the employer mandate. That's the first provision of this bill. The second provision deals with, and also I would like to tell you that right now 25 states have said that they are not going to provide a state exchange. That's 45% of the population of the United States. There are another 8 states that are seriously considering following suit. If they do that, that'll be 75% of the population of the United States will not be participating in Obamacare. The next provision in this bill, which I haven't got a physical impact statement, Mr. Kleck tells us that if Obamacare the uninsured in this state right now are about 500,000 people. And out of that 500,000 people, I don't know how many file an income tax. And I don't know how many file a tax. I imagine there are some people who are self-employed and have to get their own insurance. There are some people that are wealthy and just pay their own bills. And there are other people that are young who don't want to undergo the expense of providing health insurance and that sort of thing. And I don't know how many out of that 500,000 actually file an income tax and pay income taxes to the state of South Carolina. I'm sure it's not anywhere close to 500,000. But this bill, in order to encourage them to resist, all right, the state is resisting. We're encouraging employers to come here and be shielded, talk about economic development, to come here and be shielded from those John Roberts employer taxes, from the employer mandate. We're telling other people with the individual mandate, if the federal government taxes you with John Roberts tax, because they've already got their money, they already have their income, the income tax was deducted and sent to the federal government. They already have that. And they're withholding their refunds. That's how they're going to enforce this individual mandate, John Roberts tax. Okay? So we're going to give them, in order to encourage them to resist, we're going to give them a tax credit to the extent they owe the state of South Carolina income taxes. We're going to give them a tax credit to the amount they have to pay the federal government in order to resist. The more people that resist, if other states follow suit, Obamacare will collapse under its own weight. The third provision in the bill deals with the Attorney General. And it allows the Attorney General, whenever he has reasonable cause to believe that a person or a business is being harmed by the implementation of the Patient Protection Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, and that would be in the public's best, it would be in the public interest that he bring an action against that person or entity, that insurance company that was participating in an exchange, or whatever panel that denied you coverage. But if he thinks that it's in the state's interest to protect that person, he can bring a restraining order, a temporary restraining order, a temporary injunction, and a permanent injunction to stop that practice. And what I envision that to be is when people are denied coverage, that you're denied a hip replacement because you're too old, or you're denied a transplant. You petition the Attorney General. and he could bring such an action. Well, that's just a start. And there may be better ideas than that. And as we go along, that's the way I anticipate resisting Obamacare. The legal way. The undeniably, the constitutional way. But that's what this bill is about. And like I said, if other people have ideas to lawfully resist, I'd be glad to hear from them.